Boundaries are a super hot topic in the transformational and coaching world. I agree with most coaches out there. Boundaries are absolutely essential. Without boundaries, it's hard to know who you are. It's hard to get things done. It's hard to be in relationship with others. And it's really hard to even be in our world today where everything and everyone is vying for our attention constantly. But I want to add something to this conversation that I don't hear many people talking about, and that is, where are you creating your boundaries from? Most of us have had to create a boundary because we've been hurt, or we feel resentful, or we're angry, or there's been a trauma of some kind. There's pain there, and that's the place from which we are creating the boundary. But when we create a boundary from a place of pain, what happens is that every time we think about it, or every time we have to reinforce that boundary, we run that pain chemistry through our bodies. And it's very taxing on the body to have to do that all the time. So I want to propose something different. We create our boundaries from a different place. What if your boundaries came from a clear knowing of what it is that you hold to be sacred? When you create a boundary out of knowing what's important to you, knowing what's sacred to you, it's a much more empowered way to create the boundary. You're clear. This is acceptable, that is not. And you're more focused on protecting and preserving the thing that you hold sacred. It's not about reliving the anger or the trauma or the rage again. It's about knowing that your peace is important, your kids are sacred, your work time is essential. The next time that you create a boundary, I invite you to get clear on what you are creating that boundary for and what it is that you hold sacred about that thing. That's the reason for the boundary, not the hurt, not the pain. Those things don't need to be your motivation for establishing and maintaining a boundary. This is a much better feeling way to create boundaries, and it's so much easier to sustain and maintain boundaries when it's about protecting and preserving what is sacred to you and what you hold near and dear.